What's going on, my Trainer Club? Today, I am going to help you break down every single thing you need to know about the December Community Day in Pokemon Go. So, welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go! Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, how hyped are you for this December Community Day? Because I literally think that it might be the best event that we've had to date so far, because there are going to be so many shinies, there's going to be so much going on, and it is going to be big wins for everyone around. If you follow my advice, if you're out there, you're playing hard, you're definitely maximizing, and if you aren't playing, you're also maximizing with an auto catcher. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And one more thing before we get into it, thetrainerclub.com all the way until Wednesday at midnight is going to be able to get you some of my clothes, including this snow camo hoodie. But beyond that, we are now going to get into the Community Day tips. We're going to do my top 5 tips to help you max out. And just want to make sure you guys know, if you don't know, I'm sure you do, it's going to be Saturday 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then Sunday 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. with the increased spawns, with the increase in the boosts and the bonuses that are going to go from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. So if you're in the California area, definitely come out to the Long Beach Pike. Check out our Twitters. You can check me out at The Trainer Club with 2 B's to make sure to check out the graphics. And then on Sunday, we're going to be doing at Montebello Park, right before we go into the venue for the PvP tournament. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be a lot going on. Super excited about all this. And the bonuses are going to include 2 times catch Stardust, 2 times catch XP, and half incubating distances from 11 to 2 p.m. on both Saturday and Sunday with slightly differential spawns. On Saturday, we are going to get Totodile, Trico, Torchic, Slackoth, Bagon, and Swinub. For the attacker purposes, we're looking at Bagon, Swinub, and Torchic. And for the PvP purposes, we're gonna focus on mainly Totodile and Slackoth. They're gonna hold some pretty good weight. So if you guys aren't familiar with what PvP IV movesets and everything like that, you definitely want to wait. I'm gonna have a great video coming out for you guys later this week. And then on Sunday, we have Mudkip, Ralts, Turtwig, Chimchar, and we have the Trapinch. Mudkip is definitely going to be one of the better Pokemon overall. Number 1, because it's going to be ranked 5 in PvP, and number 2, because it is going to be one of the top water attackers in the game. So it's going to hold a ton of weight as far as value for the attackers and the raiders and for the PvP players. Turtwig is going to be really good for the grass attackers. It's actually one of the top 3 grass attackers. And the Ralts, going into the Gardevoir without the Community move, is going to be a pretty efficient Pokemon because it's the second best fairy type attacker. So we're gonna get into all that later, but now we're gonna check out my top tips, starting with number 1. Number 1 is gonna make sure you have everything prepped and ready to go with your bag. First thing we need to do before we get into anything else, if you guys have not checked out how to make sure to stack some distance in your Adventure Sync, you definitely want to do so up here, because I'm gonna suggest that you guys have Adventure Sync stocked up going into Saturday, and then from Saturday, you're gonna turn it off after this, you're gonna stack some distance and go into Sunday with it. Because if you are like me, I'm gonna be hatching a decent amount of eggs on star pieces. So the key here to stacking Adventure Sync is, number 1, you have it already turned on. Everything is registered, it's ready to go, it's synced up. Then what you're gonna do is go ahead and turn it off. And everybody's like, what do you mean turn it off? Turn it off, you're gonna have to close your game, and then you're gonna have to walk or shake your phone or use a sock or whatever it is to make sure your phone gets some kilometers stacked up in it. And then after Community Day starts, what you're gonna do is you're going to hatch all your eggs, put all your incubating eggs on, you're gonna walk them. Once they hatch, you're gonna get a second round of eggs, whether that be from Pokestops or whether that be from 7-kilometer gifts. You're gonna start and incubate them all, and then you're gonna go into the Adventure Sync and turn it on. Then all of those stored kilometers are then gonna push through, flush through, and you're gonna hatch those eggs pretty much immediately, which is gonna be great for your gameplay, great for your Stardust, and it's gonna help you hatch Pokemon that you find valuable for the Community Day, or if you're just looking for the Stardust with the half incubator distance. Which is then going to lead us into my bag prep, guys. Ultra Balls are an absolute must. You must have a ton of Ultra Balls. I'm looking to have 600 plus Ultra Balls going into Saturday, and hopefully during this time frame with the catching and the stops and everything like that, I'm gonna keep cranking that up. I'm going in with a decent amount of Pineapple Berries. Find your most valuable Pokemon and pine up them as much as possible, because this is a great time to just get as much candy, because they're going to be prevalent, they're going to be everywhere. And since they're boosted from 9 to 9, you're going to have a lot of chance to get the candy. But from the 11 to 2, you want to really focus on the Ultra Balls and getting those shinies. And you also want to make sure that you guys are prepped and ready in your bags. You want to have your Pokemon cleared out as much as possible. You do not want to be in the middle of community day in that 3-hour window and be like, oh my gosh, I have to go and delete Pokemon and I have to hold up. Like, that is definitely not what you want to do. You want to take into account, because you have Saturday and you have Sunday, you need to have space cleared out, like a good amount of space. And if not, you're gonna have to buy some space. Like, if you're like, I don't have enough space, I just need to get more space, then do that before the game and before the event starts. I'll probably get a little space, but I think I can clear out quite a bit. I want to like really get down there, like really get down pretty far. Maybe like 1,600 or so spaces, because there's no reason for me to have more than that right now, to be honest with you. There's never a reason for me to just keep holding onto stuff that's like not super valuable to me and just clogging up my space. I'm more of a functionality player than a collector. And then, which brings me to my tip number 2. Tip number 2 is going to be focusing on our items. So if you're going to be using lucky eggs, I highly suggest that you've been working on your friend bonuses, and that on Saturday or Sunday, you're going to correlate with people and you're going to pop an egg, or if you're popping eggs the whole time, make sure to hit your friend bonuses. The friend bonuses are going to be the most lucrative XP bonuses that we can possibly get right now, and being on lucky eggs, it's incredibly valuable. You're also going to need 6 per day, so if you're gonna do an entirety of lucky eggs, you're gonna need 12. Star pieces, I would say, is an absolute must. You're gonna need 12. I would also say if you have extra incenses, those would be a must too during those time frame windows, which would be 12. So any of the items that you have extras of, especially the incenses and the star pieces, use them to your best of your advantage, because you're getting boosted 2 times catch Stardust, and you're going to be hatching more eggs because you're half incubating distances, which means you could also have the super incubator. So if you want to check out the box right now, you could. However, there may be a better box coming out for community today. I am not 100% certain, so this one is going to be go with what you feel, and maybe you want to buy like 1 box now and then kind of save off and maybe buy another potential box in the near future. You can definitely do that too, which is going to bring me to my tip number 3. My tip number 3 is going to be make sure not to do any of the Pokestop tasks or to catch any of the Pokemon immediately before the event starts, or maybe even 10 minutes before, because all of those spawns could change into community day spawns, which is going to be a higher boost. And number 2, all of the stop quests are then going to change into the community day quests, which are going to give you potential encounters, which they might be. They're also going to give you items like pineapple berries and ultra balls and great balls, so it's definitely something you want to save to be able to do those, because they're always very, very easy to do. So that is a huge thing to do. And then get to a downtown area, get to a really populated area, and play in an area that has a lot of Pokestops and gyms. Hopefully that you are gold in the gym, so you can keep your items up and you can keep grinding as much as possible, and you have a lot of lures and a lot of dense spawns already naturally, and then with the lures on top of it, you're going to be able to get that. The other thing I would recommend is popping at least 1 of each of the premium lures. Number 1, to call out some more Pokemon. Number 2, because if anybody wants to evolve any of those specific Pokemon, especially like the Glaceon or the Leafeon or anything like that with the last resort, you can definitely do that as well. And so now we're gonna check out the 100% IVs for the notable Pokemon that could hatch from eggs.
Here we go, guys. I just wanna make sure that you guys check this out. Just take some of the notable ones. I know that I'm gonna give you a lot of numbers right here, but just take the ones that are most important for your gameplay, whether you need ice type attackers with the Mamoswine, or you need some dragon attackers because you missed Rayquaza, and you need the Bagon and the Salamence. So here we go. I'm going to start with the Swinub. We're going to look at the level 15 is going to be 317. Level 20, if you're going to hatch it, 423. If it's going to be in the wild, it's going to be 635 if it's not weather boosted, or if it's sunny or snowy weather, it can go all the way to 688. So I just want you guys to know that, you know, if you're catching these Pokemon in the wild, level 30, if it's non-weather boosted, is going to be the highest IV that you can get, the CP, which is going to be the 635, and it's going to go correlate for all of these guys. But then if it's weather boosted at all, you see that little halo that goes and spins around the bottom, it can go all the way up to level 35, which is then going to be that CP. So just find the notable ones. We're going to go through this, and if you want to pause and write any of these down, feel free to do so. Next, we're going to have the Torchic. The Torchic is going to be level 15. The reason why I'm giving you the level 15 is because that's task level 468. If you happen to hatch it, it's going to be 624, and then level 30, 937, and then level 35 weather boosted is going to be 1015. Next, we're going to check out the Mudkip. Mudkip is an amazing Pokemon. Highly suggest you guys try to get as many of these as possible. Level 15, 483. Level 20 is going to be 644 for egg hatch level. Level 30, non-weather boosted, max CP 967, and then level 35, if it's boosted in the rainy weather, it's going to be 1046. Next, we have the Ralts. Ralts is going to be level 15, 231, level 20, 308. Level 30, 462, weather boosted in wind or cloud is going to be 500. So that's a pretty easy number to remember for the Ralts in the weather boost. Then we're going to check out the Bagon. Bagon's going to be in the level 15, it's going to be 495. Level 20, if you hatch it, 660. Level 30, 991, relatively easy number to remember. And then we have 35 is 1073, boosted in the windy weather. Then we have Turtwig, which is going to be a grass Pokemon. Turtwig's going to be 508 at task level. Level 20, if you hatch it, 678. Level 30, 1017. And level 35, boosted in the sun at 1102. Pretty easy number to remember again. Then we have the Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur, you're really only going to have two options. You're either going to hatch it at 637, or you're going to raid for it, which could be a 637, or weather boosted. It's going to be in sunny or cloud at 796. And then we have the Charmander, which is going to be level 20 raid, 560 or hatch. Level 25, 700 if it is boosted in raids under sunny weather. Then we have Dratini. Dratini is going to be in raids and hatches. We have a level 20, 574, and then we have level 25 windy boost in the raid is going to be 717. Next we have the Larvitar. Larvitar is going to be super awesome. Also a Pokemon that's not going to be in the wild, but you can hatch it at level 25, 94, or raid for it in this regard for the level 20, or at level 25 boosted in the partly cloudy or the sunny weather, 743 for a raid. Then finally we have the Beldum. Beldum is going to be hatching and raids only. Beldum is going to be super lucrative. Level 20 is going to be 558 for the hatch or the raid non-weather boosted, or it's going to be boosted in the snow or the windy weather for the Steel and the Psychic at 697. So that's going to do it for all the 100% IVs. Make sure to go out there and try to get these, hatch them, whatever you need to do to make sure that you secure some of these good quality IVs for these impactful Pokemon.
Which then brings me to my tip number 4 as the event starts. So play hard. Play hard, play hard. That's number 1, obviously. Number 2, you're gonna wanna do and kind of get used to the search string shortcut. So if you do want to have anything specific you do wanna have a search string shortcut for, I'm gonna put it in the pinned comments below. It's basically gonna be something like the Pokemon name and exclamation point 3 and exclamation point 4, which is gonna be like, say we're using Chimchar. Chimchar and exclamation point 3 is gonna remove, or hide is what I should say, hide all of the 3-star Chimchars from your bag and the 4-star Chimchars. And then if you add in a CP minus a number, it's gonna remove all of the Pokemon above that number. So then you're only really gonna be looking at a certain amount of Pokemon, right? So you can go through and delete these Pokemon quite frequently. So check the pinned comments below. I'm gonna put a bunch of search string shortcuts in there for you guys to make sure that you max out. And you definitely want to be using the skip animation catch trick, which I put out on my recent one. And since it's a community day, you definitely wanna check out my video, because we now have the updated one where I basically told you guys, instead of just automatically throwing and clicking out of the ball tray, you kind of throw and delay until the ball hits the Pokemon. And then once it hits, then you click out of the ball tray. And the reason why that is because you want to make sure that you have to have the most Pokeballs that you possibly can. You do not want to be throwing like 3, 4, 5, 6 Pokeballs at a Pokemon that's quickly attacking and batting away all your balls. Not the thing you want to do. You want to max out. You also want to have your timer set up for 11:30, for 12, for 12:30, for 1, for 1:30, for 2, to make sure you have this. And every time your timers go off, you want to make sure that obviously you're putting your items back on, but you want to check your eggs at the same time. You want to be incubating eggs as much as possible. They're going to be hatching, so if you forget to put one on, like an egg hatches and you're like, oh, there's so many Pokemon, I gotta click right here, and you forget to go back in, every time those timers go off, items and eggs is definitely what you want to retain. Which brings me to my tip number 5, and I know we're going through this fast. We have other videos that are going to cover my top Pokemon to power up and everything like that, because I want to make you guys efficient, right? Right after the event comes, we want to start trading. So during this time frame, and I haven't seen anything anywhere that said the exact allotted time of when we can evolve, but I'm going to assume it's going to be from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to be able to evolve. I wouldn't really focusing on evolving outside of this time frame unless anything else comes about. If anything else comes about, definitely check my pinned comments below and I will update you guys. But you want to evolve these Pokemon because you absolutely need the Community Day moves. So after this, you're going to stack up on as many Pokemon as you can, and I would suggest putting a little bit more time into this event, because you want to take all the Pokemon that you have, maybe some of the top attackers that we're going to cover, and you're going to want to trade them. So plan on doing 100 trades per day. because you want to try to get as many luckies as you can, because then if you do this on Saturday and then immediately after following on Sunday, you can then do another 100 trades on Sunday, because that would be 200 trades, and then you could evolve all these Pokemon that you got luckies that were good quality, or if you re-rolled them and they just happen to be regular Pokemon and maybe close to 100% IV or whatever that is, or PvP stats for all those PvP players, you can then go ahead and evolve them for that. And optimally, if you need more candy, which I don't know how many of us will, you will have to trade them for over 10 kilometers, because then you'll get 2 candy per trade, which is going to be the maximum and the best efficiency that you could possibly do. And that's going to do it, guys. Clean your bags out, make sure to have your items stacked up, make sure to have your trades ready, make sure to know which Pokemon you're looking for what specific purpose. Is it going to be a PvP Pokemon, or is it going to be an attacker purpose, right? And then know the IVs. I have my PvP video coming out later this week that's going to help you guys. And then we have attacker videos coming out this weekend as well. So we are stacked up, we're ready to go. I super appreciate all you guys being here and being a part of the Trainer Club, all my likers, commenters, subscribers, and Patreon members for taking their subscriptions to the next level. I'm gonna see you out on that next video. Peace!
I just want to take a moment and sincerely thank all of my Patreon members, everybody that has taken their subscription to the next level and chosen to support me on this platform. I greatly appreciate you guys. As a growing channel and really trying to grow and improve as much as I possibly can, I really appreciate the extra support. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I cannot wait to connect with you soon, and I appreciate you guys all for being a part of the Trainer Club. I will see you guys out on the next video.